Well, what is really fascinating about looking at the Mercury, the Gemini, and the Apollo spacecraft all lined up in a row here is you can see the step-by-step approach that we took to going into space. It wasn't just that President Kennedy said, let's send a man to the moon within a decade, and so we went out and did it immediately. We didn't know how to do any of those things yet. In fact, we didn't even know exactly where the moon was in 1961 in terms of actually measuring its location precisely. We certainly didn't know exactly how to send people that far in space. We didn't know how they would respond to prolonged spaceflight. So the United States adopted a very orderly step-by-step process, and each mission built on the last. So the Mercury program was designed simply to put humans into space and see if they could survive. Not only could they survive, could they swallow? Could they urinate? Could they sleep? Could they operate control systems and do what they were supposed to do, or would they get disoriented? And so each mission was a little bit longer and had a little bit more complicated tasks in it. For Gemini, the task changed, or the purpose changed entirely. We now knew that humans could do the fundamentals in space. So what would happen now if we put two people up there and made the missions more complicated? We knew that to go to the moon, we were going to have to be able to do some rendezvous and docking in space to orient the spacecraft properly for the trip to the moon. So the Gemini missions were really scheduled to be rendezvous and docking missions. Targets were shot up there, and the crew had to actually maneuver the spacecraft like, driving a bumper car or something, but not bumping the target, actually approaching it gently and getting as close as possible to it. Could the two crew members work together to drive the spacecraft, so to speak? The other main task was spacewalking. We knew once we got to the moon that we would have crews outside in the vacuum of space. And we knew that en route to the moon, it might be necessary to go outside and do some kind of repair or something. So the Gemini missions introduced spacewalking. And again, it was a very step-by-step approach, from a short mission to a longer mission, an easier mission to a more complicated mission.